Uh-huh. Yep. No. Tell them to come over. Tell them there could be beer involved, maybe a little porn. All right. I watched romantic movies. I read books. I watched music videos. Because I grew up in a single-parent household, and then I was a single parent. I didn't really have behavior role modeled for me. No. But I also paid attention to the couples that were around me. Mm-hmm. And when I saw something that I thought, I don't want to be like that, I made a mental note.
Yeah.
And I see way too often couples who berate each other, belittle each other, humiliate each other in public, crack jokes at the other's expense. I do crack some jokes because my girlfriend's farty, let's be honest.
So's my husband.
It gives me so much material. You see the look she's giving me right now because she's here with us right now. But I mean, I'm never intentionally cruel.
No.
And I've seen that. So I know that I have something really, really special. And I was on my own for a really long time. And I never thought I'd find what I have right now. And I refuse to take it for granted. So guys, if you're listening, it really doesn't take much. It really doesn't take much. I make the bed for her because it makes her happy when she comes home from work to see the bed made. I shovel the driveway when I can so she doesn't have to worry about it when she gets home from work. I have a hot meal ready for her when she comes home because she works later than I do. I rub her head. I rub her feet. Just simple little things that it doesn't have to be these big romantic grand gestures.
No.
And I mean, I'm not going to lie. It's easy because we're both chicks.
Yeah.
I think about anytime I wanted a guy to do something for me, I do it for her.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
And so it's really not that hard. It's not that hard. You just put a little effort in.
Exactly. We'll curl up on the couch and be watching, binging Netflix or something, and we'll be holding hands. We still hold hands. We still walk down the street and hold hands. We still kiss. We still hug. And it's still as exciting as it was before. Like, it still gives me chills. That's how I know that he's the right one.
And I hope that I have that in 14 years. I really hope that we're still there because, as you said, you've seen me happy. I've never been this happy. And it's going to take work. We're all over social media. And I actually had someone say to me once, relationships are not always going to be this easy. And I remember looking at them and saying, who said it was easy? Mm-hmm. I'm showing you our love, but you don't see how hard we work at it to get there.
Yeah, it's not easy at all.
And I think one of the hardest things is to not be selfish and overreact.
Exactly.
When something happens, don't take it personally. Mm-hmm. Take a step back and think, okay, what are they feeling right now? With her, it's usually hungry. Mm-hmm. She gets hangry.
That's me in our relationship. I get hangry. Very hangry.
She was over at my place one day, and I live with my mother because, life goals. And I said something, and she kind of snipped at me a little bit and went downstairs to my room. And I went to a cupboard, and I got a granola bar. Actually, I got a protein bar. And I went downstairs, and I handed it to her, and she looked at me. I said, just eat it. Because I knew she was hungry. And then from there, I actually figured out that it's not just that she's hungry. She has to have a certain amount of protein. Mm-hmm. And because she's so busy, she doesn't always take care of herself.
Yeah.
So she doesn't get, that protein she needs. So now I know, okay, she needs more meat. She needs more chicken, more this, more that. She needs to have more of that and less of this. And that's what it takes, is just paying attention.
Exactly. I had someone ask me once, why do you still make his lunches for him? Because I like to, and then I know he's going to eat healthy.
Well, I know when we move in together, I'm going to have to make her lunches, because otherwise she's going to friggin' starve.
Yes, him too. He'll starve. Or he'll be eating McDonald's every day.
She'll eat cheese, and she can't eat cheese. She'll be out there. This is the best. Oh, my gosh. Okay, so this is where we start ragging on our partners, and mine's right here. So,
Is this a fart story?
No, wine and whiskey socialites. Next episode, how to heal a broken heart, because my girlfriend's going to dump me. Where was I going with this? I totally lost my train of thought.
I don't know.
We're talking about relationships.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Okay,
Cheese.
So she is lactose intolerant. And this is a recent discovery, and she loves her lactose. So anyway, we went out for lunch, and she had this soup. Oh, my God, this soup. It was some sort of creamy bacon, potato, something or other, and she almost died. Like, this was early on in the relationship when she'd still get out of the car to fart. And she starts to walk back to the car. I can see her go, nope. And she walked away again. And she was in agony. She was in agony, and I felt so bad for her. And she said, that's it. That's it. No more cheese for me. No more cheese for me. No more cheese. I'm like, okay. So the next day, I texted her and I said, what are you doing for supper tonight? Because I thought maybe she could come over. I was going to have the house to myself. I could make us dinner and we could have a nice evening in. She goes, oh, I'm making lasagna right now. And I'm like, called her up. And she's like, hey, I'm like, hey, gorgeous. Doesn't lasagna take cheese? Well, fuck. Because she forgot that she can't eat cheese.
Oh my God.
She's drinking like those caramel milkshakes and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's dairy in those.
Yes, there is.
What? What? I'm
No
like, it's
wonder
a
she's so gaseous.
So I have learned to make a lot of things with lactose-free
Yes.
milk, lactose-free cheese.
Yep.
But it's little things that she forgets. Like she goes to Tim Hortons and gets herself a grilled cheese sandwich. I'm like, not only is there cheese
Hello?
in it, there's cheese on top of it. They make it this big. There's more cheese than there is bread. And the next thing you know, she's hanging out the window, gassing herself because she can't stand the smell of her own stench. She's like, we need a carbon tax just for her ass.
We'd be rich off that.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I still remember my partner always loved going out on his motorcycle. I don't like motorcycles. So I decided, you know what? I'm not going to sit at home every time he's out on his bike. I'm going to do something. I'd seen a spider and I just loved them. So I thought, I'm going to get my spider license and I'm going to be able to go out with him. So I went to Ottawa, we spent the weekend, got my spider license, and now we go out everywhere. And I have to say, I think I'm the better driver in the relationship.
I know I'm the better driver.
Yeah.
Because she gets angry. We hit a pothole and she's cursing the town.
But I do have to say, when we moved into our new house, his Harley was the first thing in the garage.
Oh, was it?
Yes, it was. There's something about having a Harley that you need to baby it or something. I don't know.
Oh,
I think my spider's so much better.
My girlfriend has a, what do you have?
Suzuki Intruder.
A Suzuki Intruder. She has a Suzuki
Yeah.
Intruder, but I know she wants a Harley Davidson, but she also wants a crotch rocket.
Yeah.
I don't know. Crotch rocket to me has a whole other thing.
Yeah.
It just takes batteries.
It has batteries. Yep.
Yep. Nope. She loves her motorcycle. She would like me to get my motorcycle license. And it was so funny because she said, yeah, you need to get your license. I said, and drive what? I don't have a bike. She's like, well, we could go on mine. I said, no, I'm sorry. I have control issues. I do not ride bitch.
You're going to come on my spider.
Well, she said I could drive and she'd ride bitch. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never been on a motorcycle. I've been on a spider once. And then, it was a friend of mine, and she gave me the helmet. And what she didn't tell me was that there was a microphone in the helmet that she could hear.
Oh, yeah.
And I screamed top of my lungs. So yeah. So what else can we talk about our partners that
don't
could put our
know.
relationships at risk?
This is a hard one. Our partners. We could talk about, I don't know.
Mine
I'm
is
at a loss
stubborn.
here.
Mine is very, very
Oh,
stubborn.
God. Mine's a Leo. He's very
I'm
stubborn.
a Leo!
And I'm an Aries. So we're like fire and,
Oil?
yeah.
See, she's a Gemini, and I'm a Leo, and apparently we're compatible.
Okay.
But let me tell you a story about how stubborn my girlfriend is. Are you ready?
Oh, I know you're stubborn.
Excuse me, my girlfriend. We're talking about my girlfriend. We're not talking about me right now. We are talking about my girlfriend. So she started getting sick one night. Mm-hmm. And she's all filled up with cold, and she's coughing, and she's miserable. Okay,
Yeah.
So I love her, and she's dainty and delicate. Sometimes when she gets sick, it's like a man with a cold. Like, it's terrible. So anyway, I wake up the next morning, and I'm like, you know what I'm going to do? Because she slept down on the couch, and I slept upstairs.
Yeah.
And her house, and she gives me the bed, and she sleeps on the couch. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go out and I'm going to get her some Neocitrin. I'm going to get her some Tylenol
Yep.
cold night and daytime. And I'm going to get her some lozenges and something for her nose and a box of Kleenex and everything she needs. And anyway, she's like, well, can I come out with you? And I said, sure. So she's coming with me. And then she said, where are we going? I said, well, I'm going to go get this stuff. No, I don't need all that stuff. I'm like, but you're sick. She's like, no, you're not. No, save your money. You're not spending money. And I'm like, now, to be completely honest, when I'm stressed about money, I have a tendency to spend it. Mm-hmm. And I'll spend it on little frivolous things or like McDonald's or whatever.
Yeah.
So, and she knows this. But anyway, we're talking medicine. And she says, are you stressed? And I'm like, why are you asking me if I'm stressed? Because you're trying to spend money on medicine. And she's like, no. And we got into a fight over spending money on medicine. And I'm in front of the library because I'm returning something. And I just looked at her and I'm like, oh my God. I said, I can't do this anymore because you have to be right. And I shut the door and I go and I come out. And I'm driving to the house because I just thought I'm going to just pick up some stuff from home. And she's thinking I'm mad. And at this point I'm like, no, I've just left it. It's not worth fighting over,
Yeah.
And then later I was explaining to her that no, I wasn't stressed and I wasn't trying to spend money to ease my stress or my anxiety. You need medicine. And what I said to her was, I said, look, I said, tonight you're going to fill up with the cold again and you're going to be feeling miserable and you're going to be wishing you'd let me get the medicine. Oh, no, I feel fine. Well, sure as shit, that night, she kind of hunkers down, pulls the blanket over her face and says, I feel sick. I'm like, would you like some medicine? We don't have medicine because you wouldn't let me buy medicine. And so she was sick for the next couple of days.
Oh, my
and then
God.
A few days later, my throat started to hurt and my nose filled up. And she looked at me and I said, you should have let me get you the medicine.
Speaking of medicine, it was 7 years ago, I think. So we were out at a party the night before, and the next morning, I tried to wake my husband up, and he wasn't waking up. So I'm like, he said, I just want like a half an hour. Go make breakfast or whatever, and I'll be down in a bit. So I went downstairs. I made breakfast because it's Sunday morning. He's still not coming down. Finally, he comes down the stairs, and he's like kind of wobbly, and he's like, I really don't feel good. And here I'm like, okay, I've got some allergy medicine. It must be allergies. Take some allergy medicine. Feed him allergy medicine. Meanwhile, the guy is having a stroke. Yeah.
Oh.
So, and then, not only do I not call the ambulance, I call my brother-in-law instead to say, will you come over and help me with Steve? I think he's having a stroke. And my brother-in-law says, maybe you should dial 911. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's a really good idea. So I call 911 and the ambulance does come and everything did work out, but oh my goodness. And the stroke actually was caused by sleep apnea. And my husband was the worst snorer on the face of the earth. Like when we got married, the guys in the band all gave me earplugs because that's how bad it was. I would sleep in a room across the hall and still hear him snoring. And it was bad. So they said because of the lack of oxygen to his brain, it caused his stroke. So now he has a sleep apnea machine and it's fantastic. And I sleep like a baby. He sleeps like a baby. It's all good.
You didn't see the look she just gave me over your shoulder? Because I have sleep apnea.
Yes, you do.
And I hate my CPAP machine. Everyone I've talked to, they love it. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. And I actually was non-compliant. The term is non-compliant. I didn't wear it for years.
You mean stubborn?
But it's also called non-compliant.
Stubborn.
Non-compliant.
Stubborn.
Listen!
Leo.
My story.
Go ahead.
I drown you over there. So anyway, but I was keeping her up at night. So I didn't wear it for my benefit. I wore it for hers. But the thing is you can call me stubborn all you want, but she actually witnessed the anxiety attacks I would have putting the mask on.
Wow.
And she actually witnessed some things like I'd be in a dead sleep and she'd watch me rip off the mask and fling it across the room.
Wow.
Or take it off nice and neatly and turn off the machine and never wake up.
Well, to be honestly, I don't think I could sleep with something over my face. I don't think I could.
And there's sometimes I sleep better without it. I wake up more exhausted with it on because I fight with it all night.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to find a solution sooner rather than later, but, you know, because the mask it's sexy. It's sexy. But
It is.
But
I sleep with Darth Vader.
I will say this, though. When she shits herself in the bed, I can't smell it.
Oh, my God. Well, I can smell when he does that, but he can't. So it's like, oh, my God. Yeah.
We'll be snuggling.
That's a whole different episode.
We'll be
my
snuggling and
goodness.
she'll let one rip, and I'm like, it's time for the mask, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll put it